Welcome back to CBSN, our continuing coverage of the Republican primary in South Carolina. We want to take you to the CBS News decision desk, where our DeMarco Morgan and Anthony Salvanto are standing by. Go ahead, DeMarco.
Elaine, what a night it has been. Let's go ahead and talk about Trump's path to victory. This week, he actually went after Apple and also fired back at the Pope and was able to come out as a winner out of South Carolina.
Dan, not just a winner, he won everywhere. You know, we were talking about delegates earlier. I can tell you that our delegate estimate now has him taking almost all the delegates out of South Carolina, because what they do is, when we say they divide them up proportionally, they divide them up by congressional district. So you have to do well in every single region of the state, and then you get all those delegates. Well, Trump did. So, you know, he's well on his way to getting all 50 delegates now. We've already got him up over 44, 45 delegates, and that's a testament to his strength. He ran well in the North, he ran well in the South, etc. That was one of the big keys for him.
So is it his message that voters are hanging on to? Because you remember Iowa, New Hampshire, everybody was saying he has to do well in Iowa, he has to do well in New Hampshire. Oh, if he doesn't do well in South Carolina, this is it for him. He won South Carolina. Is it his message?
The breakout out of this whole election so far is change. Okay, Republicans want change in a different direction, both for their party and for their country. And when you see in the exit polls, voters tell you they want somebody who can bring a change and tells it like it is. What does tells it like it is mean? You know, that's when they say that the regular kind of politician who just sort of plays by the rules rhetorically and otherwise isn't what they're after. Donald Trump won both of those kinds of groups handily. He also won, as we've seen before, across a range of demographic groups. He did well with college educated and very well with non-college. He did well enough with affluent voters and very well with non-affluent. So it's a really broad spectrum.
So Rubio did well, as did Cruz tonight. What's the message for them? What's the take home?
Yeah, you know, Rubio bounced back from what was a couple of debates ago. A lot of people considered it a disappointing performance. What we'd seen in the polls for him was a lower number on prepared to be president. Well, it seemed plain that all the endorsements that came his way this week kind of helped him off the mat on that. And he's in a virtual tie for second with Ted Cruz. In fact, as we talk here, it's indistinguishable. There's a handful of votes, maybe some absentees, maybe some precinct, so that's your final tally, really. And second place, even a tie for third place, for him is just fine. That's a bounce back.
And we were also talking about how endorsements didn't seem as if they made any difference with this campaign here. It appears that Governor Haley's endorsement probably did something for Rubio in South Carolina.
Yeah, it did, and he did well among voters who said they wanted somebody who they think can win in November. So that's one consideration. We always say voters like to play political consultant when we get down to the primaries too. They want their party to win going forward, and so he did well with those, and people who were trying to form that calculus as well. Having said that, Donald Trump's voters think their guy has a shot too.
So what happens with the Super Tuesday?
Yeah, Super Tuesday profiles as a lot of states that look a lot like South Carolina. I don't expect a lot of big differences in how these folks campaign. You've got a lot of southern states. You've got evangelical voters, which Trump held his own with. That's not a distinguishing split anymore. Okay, so they'll split those. You have a lot of conservative and the very conservative. That's a difference. It's a subset. But that's where Ted Cruz does very well, with those most conservative, very conservative voters.
Which is a good question. If Trump goes all the way to November, can he carry the very conservative? Will they still stick with him?
He might. Okay, he might. He has held his own with them so far. And that's where I think Super Tuesday really does set up a test for him. Can he roll out of South Carolina and say, okay, I won these conservative folks, let's go forward into Super Tuesday. Lesson again, let me show you this. Lesson again out of South Carolina. You get up here where every place we see here in the orange is a Donald Trump win, okay? This might have surprised a lot of people. You would have figured this was Cruz country up here. It's a little more conservative. It's a place where folks like Newt Gingrich won last time. Okay, down here in the low country, a little more affluent. Trump held his own. We saw that through the night. But this kind of thing plays well, I think, as we go to an Arkansas, as we go towards an Alabama.
The southern states.
The southern states, even parts of Texas. profile very similarly to that. So I don't think there's any big roadblocks for Donald Trump just in terms of what the electorate looks like going forward.
But still a three-way race.
Yeah. And you know what? John Kasich is going to have something to say about that, I'm sure. Now, he didn't do well tonight, but he didn't expect to. But once you get past Super Tuesday, and let's not forget, this is a long ride. You know, you get to more northern states where you're going to find more moderate Republicans, where you're going to find more of those suburban Republicans, where his message might appeal. I would suspect that he's going to try to ride out the bump of Super Tuesday, try to get us to Ohio, try to get us to Illinois, maybe even Michigan on March 8th. So we got a ways to go. This is fun.
It is
We're just getting started.
A lot to look forward to. Elaine, we're going to send it back over to you, but coming up in our next tip, we're going to talk about the Nevada caucuses and Clinton's win there as well.
All right, look forward to that. DeMarco and Anthony, thank you both so much.